FAZ is actually the shortcut for Forever Associates of Zimbabwe Trust, derived from the sense that we will continue to operate forever as associates. FAZ is basically a registered trust, and it also had a wing for business, that is Forever Associates Zimbabwe Private Limited, meant to explore business opportunities around this country. FAZ as a trust is the one that currently has been making noise, and of course after elections now the private limited will make even more noise, but it will be more noise on the economic front. But talking about the FAZ Trust, we actually founded it way back in 2010 as we were students at a university. We struggled to make ends meet. We struggled to get finances. We continued though to try and explore finances that would finance the trust. The trust basically is to explore business opportunities, to participate towards His Excellency's Vision 2030. But however, we also realized that as a trust, we needed a political party that can allow us to advance our business interest. As such, we aligned ourselves with the ZANU-PF party. We then applied to be an affiliate of ZANU-PF. So as we speak, we are an affiliate of ZANU-PF, a child of ZANU-PF. Our mandate within ZANU-PF is to make sure that we campaign for ZANU-PF in any elections. May it be elections to come, and we also campaigned for elections that ended. And as we were campaigning, we were using certain strategies that perhaps we'll discuss at a later stage, but we campaigned for ZANU-PF. We also assisted, as you are aware, in running their primary elections, and a number of responsibilities that were put upon us due to our large network across the country. We are now an affiliate of ZANU-PF. The prerequisite for one to join FAZ is for one to be a member of ZANU-PF. That is the prerequisite for one to join FAZ. We are basically a youth organization, but now which also incorporates the adult age, because in all our programs, more than 60% is youth, and then the other 40% we also leave it for the old, even the women, the other 40%. So across the country, people are free to visit our website and be able to join FAZ, and or even visit our office where you are, and visit 224 Avenues here in Avondale, and be able to be a member of FAZ. But at the present moment, we recruited what we call volunteers across the country. These volunteers, we currently have about 20 per constituency. That sums to about 4,200 members across the country as our volunteers. But we are going to grow our base because the strategy is to make sure that we have as many youth coming together to penetrate the economic opportunities available in this country. NGOs that have been pushing for regime change in this country, the ERC, the Pachelu, you name them, they are quite a number. We have been pushing for regime change. But we said, no, we are patriotic young people in Zimbabwe. We want regime continuity. As such, we felt the policies of ZANU-PF, the ideology gwara regutsa ruzhinji of ZANU-PF is what we would want to align, is what can take this nation forward, not the policies that are coming from Western countries. They will not take us. So we believe in the Edom Mnyika, inovakwanivenevayo. That's why we then say, no, this is the party to affiliate with.
But is there anything wrong with Zimbabweans having a regime change in their country?
Yes, there is everything wrong about that, because what we have noticed is that the neo-colonialism agenda is actually coming fast and thick in Africa. we are seeing that the Western countries are coming to recolonize Africa. They are coming in so many ways to recolonize Africa. They are coming in with so many strategies to recolonize Africa. And the West now, they are not using the white skin, they are now using our brothers and sisters in Africa that are coming to colonize Africa. So as such, there is everything wrong with the regime change. We don't even need regime change at the present moment. We want the freedom that was brought by our freedom fighters. We don't want to be taken aback to the yesteryears where Western countries, where British are coming to dominate the economic opportunities of this country. No, we are saying no to that era. We want, as our local people, the young people, to build our own nation. That's what we want as far. Really, it's one person who would want to stand up and say that. But in actual fact, when China is investing, it depends with the policies that you set up. This country has got the best policies you find in Africa. China never colonized Zimbabwe. We're actually benefiting from what they are bringing to us. They are not here to rule us. They are not here to dictate what we should do as Zimbabweans. They are here solely for business, which is what we want. For example, we now have power right now. Unit 6 and 7 Wange was refurbished by $2.5 billion that came from China. Could we say that is colonization? No, that's not. They are coming in to assist us to achieve what we want, because what is important for economic development is investment, which we may not have all the resources in Zimbabwe. So at a certain time, we rely on external funding. So China is came here and they are assisting us. Even where they are creating a lot of industries, they are coming in and dancing to the policies that are set up by this government, policies that are protecting Zimbabweans. So they are not colonizing us. You see, as FAZ, what we did our job excellently well. I think that has been also reflected by the outcome of the general elections. That we did nothing wrong. We went there and conducted primary elections peacefully, fairly, and transparently. We did not have any side to take. The winners won. Those who lost lost. But what you also need to understand is that in any context, there is always a winner and a loser, and the loser will always cry foul. They always come up with so many schools of, theorems, etc. That's what has been happening. But the truth is that we did what we could under the circumstances in running ZANU-PF primary elections. I know very well that perhaps here and there are certain areas that maybe we may have slumbered as an organization. There is no perfect election. Even ZEC itself, even Americans, they don't run perfect elections. Yes, we might have made mistakes here and there, but we didn't have a side, we didn't have candidates. We were trying to have the people express what they want, who they want. That is the whole duty of a democratic process. That's what we did. So as far as FAZ is concerned, we did our job extremely well. But yes, there are certain comrades, even up to now, when we meet them, they are crying, they are saying, FAZ did this, FAZ did that. But well, the primary elections went very well as far as we are concerned. I'm actually very much surprised and amazed as to where they get such allegations. We have tried to dismiss them with the highest contempt they deserve, because as far as we are concerned, we are just an innocent, organization that is run by civilians. We are not in any way linked to the CIO. I repeat, we are not in any way linked to the army, neither are we linked to the police. We are not linked to any of those institutions. Even in terms of our recruitment, we never even recruited anyone from government as a whole, not just to say the secretariat, but from government. We don't even have teachers. We don't even have nurses. We picked people from the community who are ZANU-PF members around the country. So we are not linked to any of those institutions. At times I sit down and wonder and try to see where exactly did we link to the CIO that would make people think that we are CIO. I haven't seen anything. So I've just realized that it is a creation of the West, it is creation of the opposition trying to tarnish the image of FAZ and trying to send a certain narrative so that people would want to fear FAZ, make it a monster, and think that there is a lot of security involved. No, we are not.
So,
the role of FAZ was clearly and articulately set that we are campaigning for ZANU-PF. So campaigning for ZANU-PF entails coming up with the strategies that will make ZANU-PF win the election. So we were campaigning using a strategy that we call intimate voter contact strategy. That strategy focused mainly on door-to-door campaigns, where one would want to say the watchtower strategy, where we were going door-to-door talking to people. That's what we were doing on behalf of ZANU-PF. We were also involved in the areas of distribution of, say, for example, presidential inputs, grain, etc. We were involved just to monitor, to make sure that sanity prevails, because we know those are the areas that actually affect the victory for ZANU-PF when there's unfair distribution of everything. So we were there as well. But on the other end, we had an arm that people are not talking about, which is the social where we have been assisting a lot. If you see a lot of people whose houses were demolished by fire or political violence, we've been there and assisting. If you realize there have been accidents across the country, we've been there, we've been assisting those accidents. I'm sure you have seen even the media when I went to Binga in an accident that was that happened in Binga, where I donated $1,000 for each family from FAZ. We have also been doing awareness for drug awareness campaigns around the country. You know, a number of charity work that we also did, you know, towards the harmonized election as a way also of campaigning for ZANU-PF. So our role was to campaign for ZANU-PF, and we did just that. Cases of intimidation are just, those are just pessimistic matrices by the opposition, meant to create a certain wrong narrative based on what I call a loser's limp. We never ever intimidated anyone when we were going around. What our people moved with was the weapon, which is what ED had done in the past 5 years. We armed them with the programs, the projects, the achievements of the Second Republic ever since its inception. That is the tool that they went with door to door. And they never even preached violence, because we are not a violent organization. They never even preached intimidation language. They were talking to people, convincing people to vote for ZANU-PF. Hence, you'd see even the improved results, because people were told what is. Why would they intimidate when the president has achieved so much? On the voting roll, as it has been throughout the campaign, our responsibility was to make sure that ZANU-PF win the election. That's what we were there for. So what we basically did as far as we looked at strategies, especially that those ones that happen across the world. And we were enticed by one strategy that has been used by so many countries, including South Africa, including even Angola, even Zambia used it, and Norway, etc., Denmark, they've used it. That is one of setting desks, you know, around polling stations. But what we then did, we then went to consult with the ZEC as to what the law would say about that and the distances. And the ZEC said, as long as you are 300 meters away from our polling station, we have no problem with that. We also asked the legal practitioner who said, no, the law allows you to set those desks 300 meters away. We did set those desks with the aim of, within those desks, we had voters' roll, which was availed, by the way, to every candidate who participated. Even a councillor was given ruling or opposition, everyone had. So we had our voters' roll, you know, where we would check the names of those who are coming to vote and strike them against our voters' roll, with the idea of getting a pre-assessment of the results, you know, coming up with our own assessment as to how this election would possibly swing to. That's what we did. Some, maybe after voting, they would then pass through that desk and indicate that we have voted. So this is the standard practice that is done world over.